a fuck. I can tell you're in need of a fuck. I cruise and I third them. Now my shirt.
I started looking for time for him, bare gang signs, and it feel just me and my side. Bare gun man, no air up bang. Critical still won't even find. Bad beat block your back and take time. Back of the dots, won't give me a wine. Yo, this link thing's mine, it's not a surprise, just throwing it back for time. Just pulled up to the old gymnasium for a leg session. My final leg session before I deload. I have one session, I have today's session and tomorrow's session, then I will be deloading for 4 days. I've been pushing for about 8-9 weeks now, quite hard. It's good to pull back. I see a lot of people train 6-7 times a week and fucking don't take any time off the gym. And I always say it's okay to take a step backwards in order to take 2 steps forward. So that's what I'm gonna do, have a little 4-day deload. By the way, if you're interested in the music, I know a lot of people like the music I listen to in my videos, or the music I put in my videos, I should say, then follow my playlist, George. Just type in on Spotify, George Osborne, Get Your Nut in the Game. Got like 1,200 followers on it, which is fucking actually crazy. Like over 1,000 people follow my playlist. Like, I thought my music was a bit shit. Clearly not. Anyway, yeah, follow that. I'm going to quickly run through this session. I say quickly, this will probably be like a 5-minute voiceover. You guys seem to like it in my recent video, so I thought, why not? I'll just do it again. If you want to follow me, and I normally post my workouts on my Instagram story, so if you want to follow me on the follow me there, then follow me on George at George Osborne 12. Can't even get my bloody words out, can I? Anyway, first started off with the seated leg curl. Normally I would do like a standing or like a kneeling leg curl to begin with. But that wasn't free, so I started on the seated leg curl. I work across numerous amounts of rep ranges here, so I work. So today I've got a set of 7, then I've got a set of 13, then a set of 21. So I'm working across all rep ranges, and that goes with everything. Like, a lot of people just assume you need to work in your 8 to 10 rep range. No. You need to work across loads of different rep ranges and get progressively stronger in those. So yeah, start off with the leg curl. What I'm trying to focus on here is keep my hips back locked in. It's quite hard to do when you're trying to move a heavier loading, but I would recommend buying a seat belt, or if you're lucky enough to have a seat belt on your seated leg curl, then I would make full use of it, if that makes sense. So I started on that, did 3 sets there. Like I said, I worked as low as 7 reps up to a set of 21 reps. We then moved on to the barbell back squat. Again, I'm not the best at barbell back squatting. It's taken me a little bit of a while to get back into those. So one thing I do need to purchase is, what am I thinking of? Squat shoes or heel elevator shoes. I think those need to be put in, because like I said, I'm using my Bible. I just can't seem to be getting a good depth. My knees cave in and it's just looking ugly. So I did 2 sets there. I did 125 kilos for a set of 10 and 130 kilos for a set of 5. It's not my best ever, but I'm slowly building my way back up. Some exercise cues. I use a belt when I squat, believe it or not, and what I do with the belt is I take a deep breath before doing a rep, and it allows me to kind of brace against the belt, which works really well. So again, I don't mind using belts while squatting. A lot of people are a little 50-50 on it, but for me it helps kind of brace and keep my chest up and my core nice and tight, sorry. So experiment and find what works best for you. We then moved on to the leg press, one of my favourite builders or quad builders in my personal opinion. A lot of people again do whether, oh, should I do full range of motion, half reps, that kind of stuff. It's totally individual. I do full kind of range of motion. I make sure that I hit real kind of depth as low as I possibly can, because that's me, and I feel like if I was progressing, doing half reps, I'd be able to load, you know, way more than what I'm doing now. But saying that, if you look at Big Ram, I watched a video of him on YouTube and Instagram. He does half rep shit, and look at the size of his squad, so it's very individual based. I like doing full range of motion. A lot of people are like, don't lock out on the leg press, George, what are you doing? I'm in full control of that weight. I don't really lock out as bad as what you guys think, if that makes sense. So yeah, I try and brace into the pad as well, or into the seat. Really keep my hips back, and focus on bringing my knees. Again, a lot of people don't go down to the chest. I don't do that. I bring it down to like underneath my armpits, if that makes sense, because I gas out very quickly if I'm just bringing it down to my chest. So I did 9 plates for a set of 7, 8 plates for a set of 15. Then I did 6 plates of 22 reps, and on that 22 rep I would do more continuous constant tension, and on the higher load and stuff, I would do a little bit of a pause between each and every rep. I don't mind that. I don't think it's too bad. Do not turn it into a rest pause. Like, don't be doing like 5-10 seconds between each rep, especially if you're doing it from rep 1. I wouldn't recommend that. But if you're getting the like last 3 or 4 and you're grinding it out, then I don't mind a little bit of intraset kind of pause, if that makes sense. But on the last 22 rep, I was just going as best as I can until I kind of gassed out at 22 reps, which was fun. And when I finished that set, my quads were fucking on fire. We then moved on to some unilateral movements, so single leg extension and a single leg curl. I love these. I think if you want some symmetry and balance in your physique, then doing unilateral movements is very, very important. Like for me, I have balance on my right, believe it or not, my right quad is weaker, but my right leg is bigger than my left leg, believe it or not, according to the ultrasound. No, not ultrasound. I got, what is it? DEXA scan, sorry. Which is quite interesting, and the main reason behind that is due to, like, when I used to play football, I'm left-footed, I'm very left-footed, so I would put a lot of pressure on my right standing foot when I used to kick a ball, which obviously gave me that extra kind of bit of hypertrophy, if you call it that. So that's quite interesting to know. So if you're playing football, or if you've played football in the past, then unilateral movements are fantastic for improving your balances, and also building, you know, symmetry and balance in your physique. Like, I'm quite balanced, my physique is in proportion, and that's through doing unilateral movements. So I would incorporate 1 rotation with both legs, and then 1 rotation with single leg, if that makes sense. Then I moved on to like a vertical upright leg press. I would normally do abductors and abductor rest pauses, but they don't have that at the gym. So what I do is go really high and wide, facing out like that, and then I'm targeting more my glutes, hamstrings, abductors, etc. So again, you know, with that work on, if you have that machine in your gym, I would advise trying it. It's quite harsh on the hips. Like, I feel like when I go full range of motion, it hurts my hips a little bit. My hips are a little bit sore. Then we finish on standing calf raise. Again, with standing calf raise, I think it's genetics. Like, I built my calves from playing football, believe it or not, and they haven't grown since I've been doing bodybuilding. So genetically based, unfortunately. My advice is work more into the plantar flexion. So I always pause at the bottom here, because we're so used to being in that dorsiflex, in the plantar flexion, sorry, with on our tiptoes, because we walk about all the time. But when we're in that dorsiflexion, we don't normally spend time in the dorsiflexion stage or anywhere. You don't really elevate your feet, or I don't know how to explain it, but you kind of get the message. So I focus on pausing at the bottom when I'm doing the dorsiflexion, and then, you know, do and really control the negatives or the eccentrics. And then I finish off with an ab rope crunch to finish. I do like 4 sets of abs every single session, because my abs are a weak point if you follow me on contest prep. And yeah, the goal would just be progress by doing that. So that was the session. I hope that you've kind of learned something or implement something into your routine or something like that. The goal, as always, is just obsess over beating the logbook number. Progressive overload is king. If you can add 40-50 kilos on some of your movements, give that 6 months, give that years, look back at your previous photos to where you are now, you're going to see a change in your physique. You're not going to see changes in a couple of weeks, unfortunately. If everyone saw changes in a couple of weeks, then everyone would be fucking huge, but unfortunately we're not. So it takes years, especially as a natty little fuck. Anyway, I'm talking about 7 minutes now. Get me home and get me some fucking food. Hello, boy. Hello, boy. Come here. Yes, hello. Oh, I missed you. Did you miss me? Yes. I missed you. Yes. Go on. So I'm balancing my camera on, I don't even know what it is, something honey. So I'm hoping it just don't fall and fucking break, because I don't want to break any more cameras than I have in my life. I think I've broken about every camera I've had, I've broken. So it's not gone very well for me. Anyway, what I was going to say, so post-workout, I still take, I didn't go through supplements in my full day of eating last time, but I do take magnesium glycinate. Now, what this is really going to do, I take 200 milligrams, which is 2 capsules, I believe. Yeah, 2 capsules is 200 milligrams. From just training, your central nervous system is going to be absolutely absolutely fried. Absolutely fried. If you're training really, really hard to failure, you're going to be fatigued. So what this is going to allow us to do is this actually going to allow us to get into that relaxed parasympathetic state, as they say. So basically a relaxed state. Something I'm a big fan of, magnesium glycinate. So if you want to try and, you know, your heart rate's elevated, you're a bit all over the place, then I would recommend having these post-workout pre-bed as well. It really does help. Something I've been supplementing for probably over a year now. However, if you don't want to invest into this, just sit down, relax before you eat, get your heart rate back down to baseline. If you're wearing a Fitbit, kind of just use that as a guideline. It's not the most accurate thing, but just use it as a guideline, and then you can start eating. But if you want to promote, you know, getting into that parasympathetic state as quickly and as efficiently as possible, then get yourself some of these bad boys. Bye. I know a lot of people do take pre-workouts quite often, and it stays in your system for a long time. You know, caffeine, I think there's a half-life after 6 hours or something like that. It's pretty ridiculous. My tips for kind of getting it out of your system is water. Keep hydrated, flush that shit out. I had a pre-workout today on my leg day. I normally have, if I'm training after 3 o'clock, I won't have a pre-workout at all. Normally I train about 12:30, so if I do have a pre-workout, I can kind of get away with it by the time I'm going to bed, because it will be out of my system by then. But to help the process by getting it out of your system is just keeping hydrated. Really kind of flush out the stimulants that you've taken, and you'll find that it'll come out, you know, through your piss or whatever. For my pre-workout kind of crackheads, make sure you stay hydrated after taking a pre-workout, because you don't want it in your system. It's going to affect your sleep. It's just awful, isn't it? Like, you can't fall asleep because you're buzzing off a pre-workout. We've all had it. We've all had a pre-workout at 6 o'clock and totally regretted it by the time we've gone to bed. But we've had a 6 session, we're like, yeah, fuck it. And then when we get to bed, you think, fuck, I regret taking that pre-workout because I'm still off my nut trying to fall asleep, and it's like 2:30 and you're not asleep yet. So you probably clicked on this video for this segment of the video. If that made no sense. You probably watched this video to watch this segment of this video. Yeah, that does make sense, I guess. Could have worded that 10 times better, but there we go. As you know, as you follow me, I always keep it real with you. I'm always being honest, and you know, I've got no one to please. I've got no one to. I just want to keep it real, and I just want to relate to people and just express my journey. And I don't know, I don't know. Do you understand that? Do you understand where I'm coming from there? So, first of all, I don't condone smoking cannabis at all. I'm not preaching it, nothing like that. I've been smoking cannabis now for about 4 weeks straight, and I've never done that before. I've dipped in and out of it. Like, if my mates at uni were having a zoot, then I'd probably have one, but I wouldn't smoke it every single day. But lately, what the fuck is going on there? Oh, okay. But lately, I've been smoking it every single day. I'll be totally honest with you. And I just want to kind of give you my thoughts on how I feel, what it's done to me, and just give you some insight regarding what it's like to smoke cannabis for 4 weeks straight, because I've never done it before. I thought I never would do it, but I have been doing it. So I'll start with the positives, because of course there's always I'm always trying to be positive all the time. In terms of the first positive, it just helps me relax. Like, as soon as I smoke a zoot, I am very, very chilled. Like, I'm quite a stressed out individual. I've been in the past, like, I overthink absolutely everything, especially during the contest prep phase. I was all over the place. But just smoking that zoot, I just sit here and the stress just comes off my shoulders, and I love that feeling. I just love knowing that I know I'm going to smoke a zoot and I'm just going to be really relaxed. So it does really help me with that. As well as that, I'm fucking hungry. Hungry as anything. Like, I make the best oats. I got the munchies. I make the best oats after I smoke a zoot. The only issue I have with that is sometimes I can't stop myself eating. Like, it's just a case of more food. And it really doesn't help with that, because you fucking start eating up. Like, I buy a packet of cookies, they're gone. I'm thinking, fuck, I bought a pack of cookies with 4 cookies in it. I ate them all. And that's just from being like getting the munchies and just can't stop myself. Some hormone or some trigger in my head just tells me eat more. But it does make you super hungry, and you appreciate food so much. Like, if I bund a zoot and I eat, I close my eyes, take a mouthful, that food is absolutely beautiful. My bud smokers will know about that. And as well as that, just inflammation in my body. So, you know, I'm training at the gym and I get obviously sore. My recovery is so good. Sleeps are perfect. Sleep, I sometimes fall asleep with fully clothed, and I've never done that before in my life. Apologies if you can hear like the rain. I'll show you. Like, the rain is quite quite chilled. Like I'm listening to it right now, it's quite chilled. I wouldn't mind a zoot right now and listen to that, that would be great. But my sleep, I know obviously when you smoke cannabis you miss a certain, I think it might be your REM sleep, you miss a certain cycle of your sleep. But for me, I smoke a zoot, go to sleep, clonked out. As soon as I eat, I close my eyes, I'm gone. I don't wake up till the next morning. And my sleep is unreal. I do wake up a little bit, like, you know when you've had a really deep sleep and you wake up like, oh my god, like what has happened? Your legs are a bit shaky, you're not steady on your feet, you feel like you've been, you know, battered, someone's beating you up sort of thing. I do wake up sometimes like that, but my recovery has been so much better since smoking cannabis. Like I said, stress is just lower. I'm not stressed at all right now. I'm quite happy and quite chirpy, and that's definitely helped with just the smoking side of things. The only issue I have is I've been smoking it for like 4 weeks straight now, and I'm starting to kind of almost like relying on it, sort of like, I need that zoot, I need to have my pre-bed zoot, I need to do this, I need to have it. And my issue is with that is I don't want to be relying on it every single day. Like, I don't want to be relying on it for sleep, I don't want to be relying on it for stress management, because there's other ways of doing it. I don't need to automatically bun a zoot because I'm stressed. I don't want to be doing that. It does help, of course, I'm not saying it doesn't help, but I don't want to be relying on that aspect of things too much. So there is negatives to it. Like, I've been smoking it every day and I feel like I need to have it every day now, and I don't want to be getting into that routine of that. I don't want to be in the routine of that. So that's the only negative I found. And of course, like the hunger side of things, just managing that. Like I mentioned, I could just go for a packet of cookies. I'm like, fuck, I've eaten a packet of cookies without really realising it. You just can't stop. You can't stop yourself. But I think for me, the positives outweigh the negatives. Like, I enjoy doing it. It makes me creative. I'm very kind of, it makes me think about stuff. Like, I get video ideas from just smoking. I kind of think, like, this is what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I love being creative in my own head. I'm very, like, sometimes a little bit spiritual, if that makes sense. But I have definitely, like, I'm not gonna stop doing it. I don't want to smoke it every single day, but I do want to continue doing it for sure. But that's my little insight to smoking cannabis. I would love to hear your thoughts down below, and whether you agree with it, whether you disagree with it, you know, each to their own. A lot of people say, George, it's illegal, this, that. Yep, it makes me happy. It makes me who I am, and I think that for me that's the most important thing. Anyway, I don't know why I've really made a video about this, not gonna lie to you. Comment down below spoon if you watched the whole thing. I actually brought out a spoon here just to do this video, this bit of the video anyway. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Let me do the flip hat thing. Well, I mean, I ain't done this yet. OGs will remember the flip hat when I used to do this. So 3, 2, 1. I don't know if that worked. Probably didn't. Bye.